So, yeah, this is actually very, very interesting. Rumor says Samsung's mid-range foldable phone will be impossibly cheap. So this actually goes to a lot of the, if you guys do not know, consoles manufacturers, whether it's Microsoft or PlayStation, they actually sell their consoles at a loss. So for example, it might cost them, let's say, I don't know, $800 to make the Xbox Series X, right? They sell it at $500. They lose $300 per console. What they get you usually is the controllers. Controllers, usually these $60 controllers we spend, 70, 80, 90, $100 controllers, they usually only cost them like $30 to make. So that's where they are able to make up a lot of the money that they lose when it comes to, what they're selling their consoles for. And they know if they sell it for $500, they're going to sell a lot more consoles, which is going to sell a lot more Xbox Game Passes, PlayStation Networks, subscription services. So they do all this in order to make more money in the long run of other things like video games, headsets, all the accessories. They mark up the price of all these items so that they cover the cost of, their actual units. This isn't really a thing as much with cell phones. I guess it is in a way because, for example, charging cords cost them almost nothing to make. And they sell like a Samsung charging cord with a brick. They sell that for like $40, $50, right? So they somewhat make it up with the cases, for example. I'm sure this case right here, actually not, that's a Google Pixel Fold, but let me find the Z Fold. Hang on, right here, okay. This Z Fold 5 case, right? It has an S Pen. Obviously does cost them money to make the S Pen and everything. This case, though, is just a plastic case. It's a plastic case all the way around. This case cost me $100, right? Obviously, I had the S Pen included, so you could say, well, the S Pen probably equivalent of maybe like $30, $40, right? It might cost them $15, $20 to make the S Pen. The case, though, probably costs them $5, $10 to make. They sell for $100. So then this is, again, the Z Fold 5 is not like a phone where they're probably losing money on, right? They're releasing this phone and still making a good, profit on it. And obviously, yes, they're overcharging for the case, but they're overall also, charging a good profit for the phone. If they release and I'm going to guess it's going to be they're talking about here, a Samsung Galaxy, Samsung Z Fold 6 Fan Edition, and it's impossibly cheap, what they're going to do is take a huge loss on it. They're going to take a huge loss on it, knowing more people would go towards Samsung, love the phone, especially if they release a Fan Edition at, I don't know, $1,000 maybe, right? And that would obviously undercut every other affordable phone on the market. If they release that $1,000, and then, let's say they're taking $500, $600 loss on it, no one else can compete with that. Because all these other companies, Google, OnePlus, Oppo, they can't. They're not a big enough company to be able to take $600 losses on each of their affordable phones. But they're going to do it because how they're going to work this is make the money back in people then upgrading to the Z Fold 6, the full $1,800 phone. People buying accessories, the cases, etc., right? They're going to make up that money elsewhere where the money they're losing. Because Samsung can market and they can sell products on a very high stage. They can move product better than any of these other foldable phone companies. Maybe Google was very close, but especially way more than OnePlus and especially way more than Oppo. They can move product faster. So they can get, all right, we lose $600 off this foldable phone we're making. Maybe not $600, maybe like $200, $300, right? But we make the money on chargers and cases and special designs for the phone and, special versions of the phone. So that's probably what they're going to be kind of going toward. And especially if they do this with the flippable phone version and the foldable phone fan editions, is they're going to be losing money, but they're going to be making it up. And what they're doing here is pretty much making the market impossible for these other companies. Because now it's going to be like, well, I want to get a foldable flippable phone, and yes, the OnePlus looks good or Google looks good, but I can't beat the deal. I can't beat the deal of what the fan editions look like. Samsung's smart. Samsung is going to capitalize this market. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see kind of how they work on this and how they push toward this narrative of these foldable phones. And it says right here, according to new rumors, this mysterious mid-range Galaxy foldable device would go on sale for $400 to $500. Now, I'm going to guess that foldable is going to be the flippable version of the fan edition, not the foldable one, the actual like Z Fold 6 fan edition. And if that's the case, then that's going to be undercutting, Motorola Razr, their base version. They have two different versions. They have a Plus and they have a regular version. And their regular version is $600 MSRP. Their Plus edition is $900 MSRP. So that would be cutting down below even that version. Now, I don't know if the flippable version of the fan edition will be as popular depending on the price tag of the foldable edition. So if they make, and again, I'm just theorizing here, obviously, if they make the foldable edition, as I said before, $1,000, right? That's going to be insane. The price tag, the money back, everything. Oh, sorry, not the price tag, sorry. The amount of people who will buy that phone at that price tag will be insane. So I would not be surprised if we see Samsung in some way do that. But again, like I said, it really comes down to how they want to move this market moving forward. Because the Galaxy Z Fold 6 has to be an upgrade. It's not an if, it's not an and, it's not a but, it's not a whatever. It has to be a true upgrade phone. Because the Z Fold 5, well, yes, it was an upgrade with, the inside display is actually a lot more. It can get brighter. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, new hinge, whatever. If you really want to move products faster, when you now are competing with OnePlus, with Google, because OnePlus is going to come out with a phone next year, guys. They're going to come out with a brand new phone. Google is going to come out with the Google Pixel Fold 2. You're going to have all these other companies, Huawei now coming in, all these other companies coming into the market, going international, posting these phones. And the real big selling points for a lot of these companies is the price tag being more affordable. Problem is, if they're more affordable, right? That's when Samsung, if they come in and say, hey, listen, we're going to take a loss for our phones, but we're going to give you a better deal, a lot more people are going to go toward that. Now, you could make the argument, well, the fan edition or whatever mid-range phone they release is not going to be better than the OnePlus phone or better than the Google Pixel Fold 2 or, whatever. And that is true, right? But I think that it's going to take away a lot of people's, idea of, that phone's so cool they came out with OnePlus, but $1,800, I can't do that. I can't, whoa, but this phone right here by Samsung, the fan edition, it had a lot of features I like of that phone, but it's $1,000. I can buy that. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one.